We self-destruct when we refuse to love. We self-destruct when we refuse to love. So think about that. We destroy ourselves. We destroy our communities. We destroy by ourselves. We destroy our own lives when we refuse to love. We destroy our own countries by ourselves with our own hands when we refuse to love. You know, one thing that I would like to say about that is that I don't know if you people know about my books. Can I see my Nigerian books there? You know, and then the African one as well. You know, what I discovered is that if you go around the world, you will hear a lot of negative stuff, a lot of negative, very big, lot of negative things about Nigeria and Nigerians. And you would think if you hear all those things, negative things you hear about Nigerians, you will really think that Nigerians are horrible people. But what I've discovered is that it's even worse what you hear about Nigeria or Nigerians when you hear Nigerians talk about themselves. When Nigerians talk about themselves is actually the most destructive thing that I have heard about Nigeria. What I've heard about Nigeria and Nigerians are coming from Nigerians themselves. So we ourselves, we destroy ourselves when we talk negative and evil about ourselves. We ourselves destroy our country when we talk negative and evil about our country. We ourselves, who are Nigerians, we are the ones who complain that people don't respect us, that people relate negatively to us. But despite that, we are the chief, destroyers of our own selves. We are the chief destroyers of our own image because we talk negative. We talk negative mostly about ourselves, so we destroy ourselves more. Just like the black people as well. A lot of black people talk negative about themselves. For example, in this place, one time I was asking, you people are saying Nigerians are bad, Nigerians are bad. I said, you tell me how many Nigerians that you yourself have personally encountered that are bad. You tell me yourself, how many Nigerians have you personally encountered that did evil to you? The first one said, you know what? I never thought about that. Okay. Then the second one said, you know what? I never met any. The third one said, you know what? All the Nigerians I actually have met are all good. The fourth one said, oh yeah, you're right. All the Nigerians I know are the best people that I know. Then another one said, oh, it's true. All the Nigerians I ever met are good. So these are all people who are believing that Nigerians were evil before, who are also complaining that Nigerians are evil. But when you now begin to examine how many evil ones, how many have damaged you, have really inflicted some pain on you, and when you compare that with other people that have inflicted pain on you, that have caused sorrow to you, who are the ones who have caused the most, you will discover that Nigerians are not as bad as we are thinking that they are bad. It's just like saying, in Nigeria, we have different kind of people. We have the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausas. Everybody is complaining about the Fulanis, Fulani men and things like that. Oh, the Northerners are spoiling the country. The Northerners are bad. I said, okay, you tell me how many Northerners have you met that have inflicted pain on you? How many Northerners do you know who have offended you? They begin to tell me, I do experiments, I do researches, I conduct polls and investigation. Then people begin to say, you know what? They are actually the best. They are actually been good. All the Northerners that I know, even the Adelajas, even the Muslims have been good. So if they have been good, so why are you saying that they are the problems of the country? You see, sometimes we destroy our own selves. Even though we want people to respect us, we want the world to respect us, we want the world to honor us, but we ourselves destroy ourselves, by our lack of love and by our negative confession. We self-destruct when we don't have love for ourselves, when we don't have love for our country, when we don't have love. This is on the level of every level. On the level of the family, if you don't love yourself, you will destroy your own family. Have you seen family, especially from Africa, people who have extended families and what they call them, extended family, large families. What they call, is it extended family? You call them the large families, extended family, relatives, family members. It is family, those same family members who destroy themselves the most. We talk about witches and wizards. It is not witches and wizards that is the problem. It is lack of love for one another. It is the greatest enemy we have is when we don't love each other, when we don't love ourselves, when we don't love every member of our families. Every family that lacks love will self-destruct. You know that there are some family members who don't even greet each other. There are some family members who cannot even visit each other, who don't celebrate each other. So there are a lot of people who will go to churches and love God, try to love God, doing praise and worship, doing, loving pastors and, being a good people, look good, dress well. But they are not talking to their own family members. They don't talk to their cousins. They don't talk to their uncles. They don't talk to their relatives. They don't talk to their brothers. They don't talk to their siblings. They don't have love to the very closest people to them. The closest people to them, they don't have love to them. And if you don't have love to the very closest people to you, you yourself, and you say, oh, people in my family are bad. You know why they are bad? Because you don't love them. Oh, we have witches and wizards in our family. You know why they are witches and wizards? Because you don't love them. When you lack love, when you refrain love, when you hold back love, when you don't give love to your people, wherever is it that you refrain love, you hold back love, you destroy. You are the contributor of that destruction. You are the one destroying that family. You are the one. You that is suspecting that you have witches and wizards. You are the one that is the cause of that destruction. You that is saying that your country is bad, oh, everything in Nigeria is bad. You are the reason why it's bad. There are some people in Nigeria right now who are calling Nigeria zoo. I said, you are the one who made it zoo. Nigeria is a zoo because of you. You that is saying Nigeria is a zoo, you are the one who contributed to it. And your people like you who are saying it's zoo, you are all the reason because you are living there. That's why it became a zoo. I will live in Nigeria, and when I get to Nigeria, Nigeria is going to become from your zoo. It's going to become a metropolitan city. It's a country. It's going to become a developed country. It's going to become a civilized country because I am there. It is a zoo because you come from there. It is a zoo because it gave back to you. That's why you are monkey. That's why you are animal. Zoo only breeds animals. It means you are the number one animal there. So we are the ones who destroy ourselves. We destroy our own families because we are negative. When you lack love, we self-destroy. When you don't have love, everything will be bad. And it is not because other people are bad. The one that is bad is you. You that is lacking love is the one that is bad. You that is complaining is the very one that is the reason for every negative thing that you are complaining about. If you see any negative thing, if you are a person of love, if you are a constructive person, you will rather look for ways to fix it. You will rather look for ways to change it. You will rather look for ways to make it better. But by abusing, by cursing, by hating, by talking evil, by destroying, you don't build anything. Now, I'm not saying when you criticize constructively. Constructive criticism is a good one. Constructive criticism is you are bringing solutions. You are saying this is bad, this is the way to do it. Let's do it this way. Constructive criticism is about building. Constructive criticism builds. But destructive criticism is when you are hating on something, when you don't love, when you are pulling down, when you are tearing down. That is what I'm talking about. That is lack of love. So we self-destroy ourselves. Nobody is destroying us. A lot of people right now are saying, oh, it is the problem of Nigeria started with the UK. Oh, they amalgamated us. They forced us together. They brought North and South together. Foolish talk, my dear. Foolish talk. Ignorant talk. It's only that kind of talk only exposes your ignorance. To be saying, oh, the British are to blame. So what should you do now? You want to rewind back the clock? Oh, British are responsible for our whole problem. Oh, forget about Britain. Forget about British. What do you do with what you have given? Why should you remain where they have placed you? Why should you remain where the world has placed you? What I say to that is, have you done history studies? Have you studied countries of the world? There is no one single, let me tell you this one. There is no one single country in this world, no one single country in this world that is not matched together, what is it, primitive, what is not primitive, artificially. There is no one country that is not matched together artificially. No one country that is not matched together. Oh, it is artificial. We were different. We come from different regions. They force us together. Tell me what country is it where they don't force people together? You want to talk about the UK? You know how many nations make up the UK? You want to know how many countries make up the United Kingdom or Great Britain? You want to talk to me about Germany? You think that there is no homogenic nation in the world, no monocultural nation in the world. You want to talk to me about Germany? You think that Germans were not forced together? The German nations is an amalgamation of so many tribes and nations as well. You want to talk to me about France? You think that France was not amalgamated? Every country in this world is amalgamated. Every country. So for some foolish, uneducated Nigerians to be saying divide the country, restructure the country. I'm absolutely appalled at how Nigerians are hoping that reconstruction or whatever, not reconstruction, restructuring is going to fix Nigerian problem. I mean, it is very disheartening. And some of these people are supposed to be educated people. And some of these people are supposed to be normal human beings. They just have book knowledge. They don't have civil knowledge. They don't have civilized knowledge. I'm not abusing them. I'm just surprised. I'm just shocked. So many people are talking about restructuring as if that is going to bring about answer to the country. It's not. What we need is not restructuring. What we need is reconstruction. We need reconstruction, not restructuring. Because if you just divide the whole country as if that is going to bring, some people even say, oh, let the Yorubas go out, let the Biafrans go out, let's just divide the whole thing. That is stupid talk. I'm sorry, guys. You think I'm not calling names and I'm not abusing anybody. When I'm talking about foolishness or stupidity, I'm just expressing, the reality of what is being done. This is self-destruction. One thing, just one thing. Love will resolve all those things. Love will do a better job than what they call it, the restructuring. Love will do a better job than breaking up ourselves. Love will do a better job, and that it will heal our country better. It will bring about progress better than just making everybody go their way. Love will do much good to us than making us hate one another. It's like we don't know principles. We were forced together by the British. The British are the ones who are responsible for all our calamities today. Hey, be sitting down there and be crying. Be crying, be weeping like a child. Is your nose dropping? And your eyes, are you all, all wet in your face? Your nose, everything? Because British are to blame? Show me one country. Show me one country, not be two, one. Where is not amalgamated. That is not amalgamated. Show me one country that was not brought together artificially. One country that's not brought together. You want to tell me that America is not amalgamated? You want to tell me that America is not brought together artificially? Is it Britain that is not brought together artificially? Is it France? Is it Germany? Where is my book about the nations, the calling of nations? I wrote about countries there. Where is that book? You will see. Go and read those books. Go and read history. You will discover that every country in the world, there is no one single country in the world that was not forced together. Look at this book. Go and read this book. In this book, I wrote the history and the calling of England. I wrote about the history and the calling of Germany. I wrote about the history and the calling of the United States of America. I wrote about the history and the calling of Nigeria. And come and see parallel. Come and see parallel. You say Nigeria was brought together, amalgamated by force and artificially. The same with every single country in the world. Stop hating on your country. Stop hating on your people. You know, if you want to talk about, profit distribution, I understand that. That is reconstruction. You don't need to restructure the whole country just because some people are not happy, because some people are not functioning. Our biggest problem is this one here. Our biggest problem is lack of love. You know, I mean, people are, I don't know how people could be so naive to think that if we take away the Yorubas and separate, then we are going to live better. You want to tell me that the ruling elite will not keep on robbing us as they are robbing us right now? You want to tell me that the politicians will not keep on doing the same thing as they are doing right now? You want to tell me that just the separation and the division of the country will bring about, sanity? It will bring about love? It will not bring about love. It's not going to bring about healing. It's not going to bring about, development. It's not going to bring about civilization. We need to learn love. That is where our biggest problem is. And when we don't have love, we begin to talk all kind of destructive things like that. That we need to break the country down. We need to... The same thing, even if in the whole country only your family will remain, you will still break them down. You will still break down your family. Because that one is not from your mother's side. That one is not from your father's side. That one is from your uncle. You will still break down the country. The same way you want to break down the country, you will break down your own family. You will first of all break down your extended family. Then later on you will come to your nucleus family. Then you will break down everything. It is love we need. Each time we neglect love, like in Nigeria, we have neglected love. When you neglect love like that, we self-destruct. So that's what I'm saying, that the most negative, the most destructive things I've heard about Nigeria is coming out from Nigerians. Oh, it is the Western power that is against us. Forget. Western power don't have time for you. Western powers don't have time for you. Western power are busy with their own troubles. That our own biggest problem is ourselves. We talk evil about ourselves. We do evil and negative things against ourselves. We are the ones who self-destroy ourselves. We self-destroy ourselves on the level of the family. We self-destroy ourselves on the level of the extended family. We self-destroy ourselves on the level of the regional. The Biafran people, the Igbo people who are complaining. I said before you complain about Nigeria, if you are an Igbo person and you are a Biafran person, before you complain about Nigeria, first deal with your own Igbo people, with your governors. First deal with your governors. Bring order there first. Let charity begin at home. You deal with your governors that are the one ruling you, who are taking allocation from the federal government and where the money is going to. You deal with them. The Yorubas that are talking, regionalism. That, okay, let's go, when Awolowo was there, produce one Awolowo for me today. Out of the ones you have there. You produce one Awolowo. You are just going to have, region without the same Awolowo. You think the region itself, just let us cut out. The region by itself will just emerge. Without a leader that is a visionary, that is, that is exemplary. If you don't have such a leader, you think the territory, just geography, will just bring about prosperity. Aha, dreamers. 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 Let us sit down and teach ourselves. Let us sit down and know that we are the ones who are the greatest enemy of ourselves. You that want to pull out the Nigeria, you are the reason why Nigeria is bad. You are complaining about the government, complaining about the politicians. You are worse than them. Because at least the politicians are, doing what they can do, but you are only talking, tearing down everybody, tearing down everything. Everybody is bad. Everyone is evil. You are more evil than them. And you that are saying, oh, let us break the country down, you are the reason for the country's position like that. And especially those who are saying they are zoo, the country is a zoo. I cannot tolerate that. You are the biggest animal in that zoo. You are the biggest dog in that zoo. You are the biggest cat in that zoo. You are the biggest, what are those other, rabbit in that zoo. You are the biggest animal in that zoo. And you are producing zoo in your own family too. We self-destruct when we refuse to love. When we refuse to love or when we don't love, we are the ones destroying ourselves. We self-destruct when we refuse to love.